Hey, what you say? Let you tell it. Sports and BS on the Gregory live stream. It's been a minute, but I had to react to these championship games. Jumping on a little bit early as the Chiefs and the Bengals are under 3 minutes of play. Mahomes has the ball on a 3rd and 12. Just dumps it off. It's going to be 4th down, but a flag is down on the play. What an incredible game by these two quarterbacks. Every time I think one's about to take over, they don't. And there's some crazy game-changing play that happens, whether it be Burrow throwing a pick, Mahomes fumbling as they're driving in to score. Thank you, baby. And this has just been a crazy, crazy game. Of course, we definitely want to talk today about the firing of Kellen Moore and what that means for the Cowboys. Something that I think personally is a good move, but we'll see. Before we get into that, we're going to finish out this game, but I do want to talk about the Cowboys and what's next for us. We have made some changes. A lot of people are gone, but what are we going to do to get better? That's what I want to discuss tonight. I'm going to eat some fries and cheese and bacon and watch this game. Looks like they're going to punt the ball here. 4th and 8. 2:30 left. So Burrow is going to get the rock with just over 2 minutes left in the game, and we'll see if he can get in the field goal range. He's been moving the ball in the second half pretty much at will. The Chiefs had a great first half, haven't done much in the second half, but we'll see what happens as we finish out this game with just under 2 minutes left. Thank y'all for those of you who were just popping in. I had to just jump on real quick because this game has been pretty exciting. Not like the first game that was on between the Eagles and the 49ers. We know the 49ers sort of lost their quarterback, and after that they were all done. Here we go. Burrow's got 2:30 left in the game. The score is 20-20. And he is coming out swinging. Hits Higgins. He's having a great game. Caught a touchdown pass earlier. Burrow started out slow, getting sacked a bunch, but has really come on in the second half. Clock is running. They're trying to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. 3 seconds left. They do not get it off. So 2 minutes left in the game. Burrow has the ball. Mahomes had his opportunities, but Mahomes has clearly been hobbling around the whole game. Nonetheless, he's made some plays. The one important thing he hasn't done that Burrow has done is that's turned the ball over. Well, I guess he did fumble once. He was about to throw the ball, so it slipped out of his hand. He couldn't make the recovery. But they were able to, since they ultimately scored on that drive. So I think that was the drive that tied the game up after the fumble. I could be mistaken on that. I've been watching the games all day. But yeah, just wanted to jump on live. It's been a week. It's on commercial right now. It's been a week since I've been on. Obviously what happened last week in the Dallas San Fran game. I haven't really. I'm really just getting over that shit. We had so many opportunities to win. A lot has been happening this week. With coaches being let go. Running backs coach Leon Lett. Was surprising to me that he got let go over on the defense side of the ball. But I mean, after a season like this, I guess you have to make some changes. Um, Again, we had so many opportunities to win that game. Obviously, we know, the Dak Prescott drama and all that came with that. Had a horrible game. You know, hopefully he has the thick skin to take all this heat because we know that he's not going anywhere and we know that he's going to be our guy going forward. But we have got to get someone in here that can coach him up. But in the meantime, we'll sit here and we'll watch these championship games. The Eagles already went on to beat the 49ers today, who were just lost a quarterback and then brought in their fourth string quarterback who clearly was not going to get it done. You thought that their defense might be able to hold up and make some plays, but those damn Eagles, man, really did what they had to do and just played the game they needed to play. They didn't come out and try to throw the ball all over the field. They just ran the ball. Herbst even ran the ball a little bit with the bum shoulder. But honestly, I was really hoping the 49ers would put forth a better effort than that, even after they lost a quarterback. The defense still gave up. Anyway, Burrow's got the ball back. He's about to get sacked, but he just gets about a yard or two. Did he fumbles the ball? Was he down? They said he was down. But Burrow's got the ball with 1:50 left. If he can't get it into field goal range for an attempt here, this game will go into overtime, which will be exciting. Let's see if he was down. Yeah, he was down before the ball comes out. So he's fighting to win this game. This sort of reminds me of the Josh Allen Mahomes game last year. This time it's Burrow, who's already claimed real estate at Arrowhead. He throws it away in the dirt. So this is something that's interesting with Joe Burrow that I've seen him done like at least 3 or 4 times in this game. When he sees that there's nothing there, there's no play because he knows his offensive line is banged up. He just throws it in the ground. If he has an opportunity to run, he'll run it. But if there's nothing there, he won't take the sack. He just throws it in the ground. Dak Prescott, please take notes. I hope you're watching this game, taking notes because this youngster is really. Oh, wait a minute. Are they going to call intentional grounding though? Let's see if they call intentional grounding on this play. That would be a devastating blow. Not devastating, but it would be hard to overcome that. Let's see. They're talking about it. The ref's still talking in his ear. Yep, they're going to call intentional grounding. So that means there's going to be a loss of down on that play. They're saying there was nobody in the area. But let me tell you, obviously you have to be careful with intentional grounding, but he's done this throughout this game because early in the game, he was getting sacked often. And so he started just, when he saw the heat was coming and nothing was there, he couldn't run or get it off to anyone. He would just throw it on the ground at the feet of somebody who was close by. Now they're facing a 3rd and 16. KC has to hold on this play. They hold on this play. They get the ball back. Mahomes has a chance to get him in field goal range. Mahomes has a high ankle sprain and has been just hobbling around the whole game, but the dude is still making plays. Now, Burrow has made a few big 3rd down plays here. This is a 3rd and 16. Let's see if he can get this first down. If he gets this first down, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say they probably gonna win this game. If he gets this 3rd and 16, it's like that's just like good vibes are just happening all the way around. Now only needs a field goal left. Clock is running, about to be under a minute to go. He's back in the pocket. He's looking. Oh, first down. Finds a guy wide open, first down. Now, the thing is, he doesn't have a whole lot of time. But it looks like this dude is about to, make some magic happen. 3rd and 16. How do you that's crazy. I just don't know how you let a guy get that wide open. Why not just bring everybody? Just bring the hate. All right, they still got a ways to go. But let's see if they can get a sack here. No, he's got all day. Finds a guy wide open up. He does not get out of bounds, so the clock is going to run. They have 2 timeouts left. The clock is ticking at 47 seconds, but they do call a timeout. Someone does. Interesting. So this is the kind of game you want to see, right? You want to see the AFC Championship game go down to the wire. I hope the Cowboys are watching and learning, because you're seeing great coaching. You're seeing players make plays in critical moments in the game. You know, Burrow converted on a big 4th down to Chase. They got him a 1st and goal that was able to tie the game. The Cowboys can learn a lot from watching these championship games, the first game and this game. Dak Prescott can learn a lot from watching these games, because the coaching has been really good, particularly in this game. And then just the playmaking ability has just been crazy. And you got Mahomes pretty much playing on one leg, making plays, and Burrow is just being Burrow. Faced a little bit of adversity in the first half. He got sacked a lot, but the Bengals have been able to make a lot of good adjustments in this game. They've come back to tie it up. They've overcome some mistakes. They've overcome some interceptions by Burrow. He's thrown at least 2 today. Mahomes hasn't thrown an interception, but he did have a sort of like a muffed snap that was a fumble that he lost. And here we are, 44 seconds left, tied up, 3rd down and 8. Let's see if he picks up this 1st down. Oh, they sack him this time. This time they get him on the ground, and they're going to call a timeout. They should be anyway. So they're going to have to punt this ball, and my homeboy will get another shot before the end of regulation with about 30 seconds left. And we saw what he did last year with 13 seconds left, him and Kelsey. But this year, the difference is he only got one leg. He really can't run. If you remember that game last year, you saw Mahomes scrambling all over the place. Today, he hasn't been able to really scramble like he's been able to in the past. But his arm and his instincts are so remarkable. He's been able to play in this game and keep KC in. I think, just after watching this game and after watching him play, if Mahomes would have been full strength and been able to run like he is normally has been, I don't think this game would be this close. But he's been limited. I think they had limited some of the plays they have in their playbook, but they just received the punt here. They're going to have a nice return here. Oh, my goodness. A nice return all the way down to the 50-yard line. So, Mahomes, just like I said, Mahomes got 30 seconds to get in the field goal range. And that should be pretty easy to do. They've got one timeout left. Great return. That's what they needed. A good return. He gets he gets out. Well, he's a little bit short of the 50. But they're still in a pretty good spot. Really, they just need about, let's see here. They are on the 45-yard line, looks like. Yep. So they need about 15 yards to get in the field goal range to try to end this thing in regulation. Y'all better be looking for 87. There he goes off to the side. Pacheco. He's got to get out of bounds. Pacheco, you got to get out of bounds, dog. So he had an opportunity to run out of bounds. He did not. So they're going to have to use a timeout. So now they got 2 plays to they probably got about 2 chances, depending on, they got to spike the ball and that's to get out of bounds. So they got to try to get out of bounds, stop the clock. But it looks like they may be able to get their field goal kicker a chance. Just an impromptu live stream here. Shout out to everybody who's paying attention. This is Let You Tell Sports and BS on the Greg Green live stream. The Cowboys are home watching the championship games. We had so many opportunities to get to the game earlier today. In fact, I think if the Cowboys would have beat the 49ers, I think they would have had the evening game, the marquee game, Eagles Cowboys, and it likely would have been a duel just like this one. I really did want Dallas to have an opportunity to play the Eagles at full strength. I think we would have put up a better fight than the 49ers did today, but the 49ers were just too banged up, and then their defense just sort of broke down in the second half. The first half they played great. All right, Mahomes has the ball. He's looking. Oh, he throws it on the ground. It's going to be third down and about 4 yards to go with 17 seconds left. So Mahomes really can't move very much at all. He's just looking to see. Okay, thank you. He's just looking to see. He's just looking for anything that he can get. Third and 4, 17 seconds. No timeouts. So there's really only a few things they can do here. If they throw the ball in the middle of the field, they got to really hurry up. Oh, actually, they got like a lot of yards to go. They got to really hurry up and spike it, and then try to kick the field goal. All right, he's got the snap. He's looking deep. He steps up. He's trying to find something. There's nothing there. He's looking. He's going to run out of bounds. He's going to get the first down and out of bounds. Okay, so there should be a flag right there. No flag. Oh, there's the flag. So they hit Mahomes out of bounds. That's going to be 15 yards, and that's probably going to put them in the field goal range with 8 seconds left to go in the game. Let's look at the replay here. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Well, not roughing the passer, but a late hit out of bounds. Automatic first down. Let's see where they put this ball. Ooh. All I'm going to say is, they're definitely going to be in field goal range. All I'm going to say is, he was out of bounds. He was giving himself up, going out of bounds, and that's just a tough play, man. That's a tough play. Oh, he was it. Oh. You just don't have to do that, man. You see the guy going out of bounds, just let him run out of bounds. And then he hurt himself too. Oh. So I was kind of hoping. I didn't know I didn't make a pick for either game. I can tell you I was cheering for. I was definitely cheering for the 49ers because I just didn't want to see the Eagles go to the Super Bowl. I like both Burrow and Mahomes, but I won't lie. I was cheering for the Chiefs. I feel like, Cincinnati have been talking a lot of smack. But that's okay. I mean, I would be talking smack too, I guess. But I don't know. There's something in me that likes Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and that whole, he's hobbling around on one leg. Just that last play, man, he had no choice but to scramble. But here we go. 8 seconds left. This is going to be a right down the middle. It's good. The Kansas City Chiefs go up 23-20. Buckner hits the field goal, all as a result of a penalty in the last seconds of the game. So, unless some miracle happens in the next 3 seconds, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have the last laugh here, and they're going to be able to, smoke their own cigars as the Cincinnati Bengals are going to go down in the AFC Championship game. So it looks like it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. And I can tell you right now, Cowboy fans, we are rooting for my homeboy and the Chiefs to win that game. He's got 2 weeks to heal up that ankle. And we just do not want the Eagles even coming close to winning their second. Well, actually, they're already close to winning their second Super Bowl. But we don't want to see that. Now, having said that, I will say, the Eagles, man. They you got to admit that Jalen Hurts is a great story. I saw Swagoo send out a tweet earlier today reflecting back when he was at Alabama and he got benched in the national championship game. All right, let's just watch this last play here as a Bengals are just throwing it around, but there's no hope. The game is over. Kansas City is going to win. They may even get a touchdown. They say the ball's down. So I remember when Jalen Hurts was with Alabama, they were playing the national championship game, and he wasn't playing very well, and he got benched by Tua, who's now in Miami, and so he gracefully, was a team player, showed much love to the backup that came in and replaced him, and actually ended up winning that game. He, casually transfers to Oklahoma, does his thing in Oklahoma, playing with CD Lamb, of course, making CD Lamb a high draft pick that he was. And then going to Philadelphia, I think Carson Wentz was still there when he got there, but not a lot of people expecting him to be, that guy in the NFL because, the running quarterback whole thing. Goes to the playoffs last year, loses in the first round, but quickly develops to a pretty decent passer, and by the way, can still run the football. And he's just a good comeback story on how to be a team player. But I still want him to lose in the Super Bowl. Good for him for making it to the Super Bowl. Too bad he plays for the Eagles, and we'll see what happens. Now, a lot of tough breaks for the Bengals in this game. Tough breaks for both teams in this game. I mean, there were a lot of game-changing like penalties and turnovers. And again, this is just what makes the NFL different than most leagues. It's like it's like one game for it all. When you look at like baseball, when you look at like basketball, even hockey, when they get to the playoffs, it's 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 7, right? With football, man, you just can't, any given Sunday, anybody can win no matter what a record is. And when the playoffs, I mean, when the stakes are the highest, one game for the championship, and Mahomes gets it done. I think we can really, Burrow played a very great game, but I think we can really just cease all the doubt about who's the best quarterback in the league. It's Patrick Mahomes, hands down. He just won the AFC Championship game on one leg. With a really, against a really tough defense. I don't know if he could do that against, like the 49ers or even the Eagles, but I think he's got 2 weeks to heal up, and I will be rooting for him. So enough about those guys. Let's talk about Kellen Moore is out with the Dallas Cowboys. I feel like that news sort of came out during these 2 championship games. It wasn't on the major. I think I saw it on YouTube not YouTube. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube first, and then I immediately jumped to Twitter, and it came up on the Dallas Morning News, where they're saying they mutually parted ways, which just this is a nice way of saying, you got to go. And here's why I think it's not such a bad thing. I think Kellen Moore is an okay offensive coordinator. Obviously, he could not bring the most out of Dak Prescott, which for me, that was a number one issue I had with it, was that those guys were, for some time they were peers, right? I mean, Dak was actually was behind him in the depth chart at one point before he got hurt. And then Dak becomes a starter, and then Kellen's the backup, and now he's going to be your coach. I think it's just tough for in that situation for Kellen Moore to really be able to coach Dak up. Now, I guess Dak had a quarterback coach. I never heard of him until today, but he's gone too. But no matter how everyone feels about Dak Prescott, we know he had a terrible game. We know that he made some bad decisions in that 49ers game that really cost us the game, quite frankly. But the coaches had something to do with that as well. Actually, I want to share my my biggest, for me, the biggest reason I felt like Kellen Moore had to go was last week when we were in that game. It was, we were driving the ball, about to score. It's 2nd and 2, and it's the play that, you know, Dallas or Dak throws interception, right? It's 2nd and 2. And I remember watching it live. I'm going to show you my live reaction in a second for that play. And it was right before Tony Pollard went out. He got hurt. He went out. And I remember telling myself, okay, it's 2nd and 2. Pollard just left. Just give it to Zeke. Let's just get this first down. It's 2nd down and 2. So if we don't get it on the first try, it's still going to be 3rd and short. We can run it again, or we can do, you know, whatever. I'm thinking at least 2-3 downs to get 2 yards. 2nd and 2, right? And then the decision was made to pass the ball, and ultimately the interception was thrown. So let me see if I can find this real quick. My live reaction. Okay, yeah. So I'm at the point where we're at commercial. I got to share my my screen here. But my reaction was, I couldn't believe it. And so for me, that was, I was done at that point. It's like if we go in and score on that drive, the game is over, right? Well, it's not over, but we really increase our chances of winning at that point if we go ahead here. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick my my live reaction to the 3rd or the 2nd and 2, right before Dak throws the interception. Now, you have to forgive my background music was playing loud. For some reason, I couldn't, because sometimes when I travel with my gear, the buttons get all messed up, and then I couldn't hear the background music. I didn't realize it was that loud, and it was playing, but you can still hear the reaction pretty clearly. But this is me, saying, hey, just run the ball. I'm trying to, I know people can't hear me through the TV, but you know how fans are, right? We're like, just listen to me. But to me, this is it's like it's like a no-brainer play, right? We know what Dak has been going through with interceptions, right? We know what he's been going through. And we're moving the ball against a really tough defense, right? And we have 2nd down and 2 yards to go. And we run a pass play and throw interception. But anyway, here's my live reaction to it. I think it was pretty telling. All right, he's walking up the field, going to the tent. At least he's walking. So we'll see. That's all right. Zeke's got to carry the load. And let's give Zeke the ball and get this first down right here. We got one timeout. Let's not get crazy in the passing game. Yeah, let the clock run now. Let's run the ball. Well, just split him out. So we're not running unless Dak takes off. Let it go. This is why you run the ball. Second and 2, we want to pass the ball. Just run. Yeah, he did, man. He's in the tip. He's in the tip. He's in the tip. No, just walked in. This is my live reaction to the 32. Back to himself. Or second and 2, he ran the ball. And they know he throws picks. They know he throws picks, right? Second and 2, if we get stuffed, okay, we pass it on third down. If we need to. But if we get 1 yard, we got 3rd and 1, we run it again. So we can still win this game. All right. So that was, so for me, that's when I was done with Kellen Moore. At that point, I was just done with that dude, man. But here's my thing, right? Because there's been a lot said this week about Kellen Moore, about Dak Prescott. So first, we know Dak's not going anywhere. So whatever, we hate him. He's he's going to be our guy. We got to make it better. That's all it is. And my whole thing is, as we're watching Mahomes and the crew get the with the AFC Championship, my thing is like, how are we going to get the best out of Dak Prescott? Kellen Moore could not do that, and I think he had a lot of opportunities to do that, but he just could not bring the best out of him. The other thing I feel like he couldn't do is, I know Tony Pollard just got hurt the play before, but I've just been yelling and screaming for them to get Tony Pollard more involved in the offense for like 2 years now. They did slowly but surely sort of work him in more this season. And you could clearly see that in this game, it was really the first game where him and Zeke were healthy. He was pretty much, they had made up their mind that he was going to carry the load, which was smart until he got hurt, obviously. But we know now that, so Kellen Moore is out. Mike McCarthy is going to call plays. But here's my thing on that same play that you just saw my reaction to, right? It's like, at what point does either Dak or Mike McCarthy, who's now going to be calling plays, so the word is that we are going to hire a new OC, but calling plays is not going to be the option for whoever that is. Mike McCarthy is going to call plays. Whatever. I hope he does great at it. But on that play, in that moment, right, 2nd and 2, Dak gets the play call in his helmet. I know that Mike McCarthy has his headset on. He can hear that play come in. At what point does the head coach say, "Hey, no, dog, we're not running that play. We need to just run the ball. Come up with something different." I know I'm not calling plays, but I'm telling you, we're not going to pass the ball on 2nd and 2 in the fucking red zone as we're driving in. We're just not doing that. So he shares some accountability in that as well. And then the same goes for Dak Prescott. I mean, like, he's a 7-year veteran now. At what point does he decide that or make a decision for himself that, you know what, I need to overcome this play call because I know Tony Pollard is better than Zeke and he's out, but I know Zeke can get me a yard. And I know Zeke can get me 2 yards on 2 plays. Right? So let's get, and we're trying to kill the clock, by the way, before the half ends. So they don't go down and score like they did. They get the ball, interception, they go down, they score. So it's just like a crazy point swing that really has a major impact on the outcome of the game. The first pick I thought was something that we could overcome easy. But that one, we really needed to score on that drive. And for me, that was it for Kellen Moore. So we get the word today that Kellen Moore is no longer going to be with the Dallas Cowboys. If you're paying attention, please do me a favor and give me a like and subscribe. I know I'm just starting out, right? But I'm 1 subscriber away from 100 That's not a big deal, but it's a big deal to me. So if you're watching right now, or you come across the recording of this, if you're not watching it live, give me a subscription. Give me 200. I really appreciate that. And in the meantime, give me a like. As we're just gonna, talk about what's next for the Cowboys. We'll talk a little bit about these championship games that happened today. But the big news, obviously, today, Kellen Moore is out. And I just kind of wanted to show where it was it for me. I think this is a good decision. Have no idea who we're going to bring in. I'm sure that they're working on that. I think the writing was on the wall when they started firing the other coaches, and when McCarthy had his press conference and they asked him about it, he sort of just he didn't say one way or the other. He didn't say that Kellen was staying. That's when I sort of knew that, yeah, he's done, bro. Because they just could have just said, yeah, he's staying. That's what they did when Mike McCarthy came to the Cowboys. Normally, when you bring in a new head coach, they pick their staff. That means they're going to pick their OC, they're going to pick their DC, all that stuff. But they told Big Mike, hey, Big Mike, we want you to come, but we're keeping Kellen Moore. So you're going to need to be cool with that if you're going to come on board this ship. And McCarthy was cool with that. And we saw a little progression in the offense. I still feel like the running game was not creative enough. And that's another reason why I feel like he has to go. So the running game and the play calling. Now, if you know anything about Mike McCarthy in his play calling days, he didn't like to run the ball out either. I'm just saying. So hopefully he has evolved to that point where he can see. I mean, just look at what happened in the San Francisco 49ers Philadelphia Eagles game today. Obviously, we saw Brock Purdy go down. They're on their fourth-string quarterback. That kid can't throw the ball. He probably doesn't even know the offense. He's just out there, just backyard football, makes him play. Hey, he's a professional athlete. He's a professional football player playing quarterback in this league. He can make some plays, right? Then he goes down, right? He goes down with like a concussion or something. And so they bring Purdy in just to hand off the ball. Now, I know they feel like they got a pretty good running game, and that would have worked if they hadn't been behind by so many points. So, but the point I was sort of getting at was that, or is that, if you see what the Philadelphia Eagles did in that game, they clearly could not pass the ball against the 49ers defense. They clearly could not. Jalen Hurts was struggling getting the ball to anybody in the passing game on a consistent basis. So what'd they do? Okay, you guys are better than us against the pass, so we're just going to run. I'm going to run. My run 14 is going to run. 26 is going to run. Every now and then we'll throw a pass and get lucky on a play that Devontae Smith actually dropped on that first touchdown drive, but it's all good. Those things happen. But they ran the ball, man, effectively. And so the thing about the Eagles, even though I think we would have, given them a better game, and because we would have had a better quarterback. Yeah, Dak Prescott is better than Brock Purdy. I don't care what y'all say. He just hasn't been coached up, and he's making bad decisions. But he made a lot of good decisions in that game too, and made some plays. But anyway, the Cowboys definitely need to develop some sort of running scheme to where, even though the defense knows we're going to line up and run it, they won't be able to stop it. So we got to get players that can do that. So for me, it starts with the offensive line. We had a lot of struggles with the offensive line today. I'm not today, I'm sorry. In that last game that we played, the 49ers, particularly in the run game. I feel like Tony Pollard was getting yards before he got hurt, but it was really just him just having really good vision, making good cuts, jumping through cracks. That's just the type of running back that he is, and that's why he's better than Zeke. Now imagine if we got him some have him a solid run scheme with good run blocking, with some good offensive linemen that go out there and pancake some guys on there and put them on their backs. So we need to get that offensive line solidified. I feel like that rookie's going to be great, Smith. I feel like Zach Martin is, still playing at a very high level. I'm concerned about Tyron Smith. He's getting older. I still think he's serviceable, but I think he'd be good for depth. Or I mean, he'll probably start next year, but we need to either grab someone from, a solid veteran. I think Peters, he's probably going to be done. That dude is 40, man. Hey, he had a good run for us this year. He really helped us out. I just don't see him coming back, having a major impact. Maybe he can add some depth to the team if they want to sign him, if he's still up for it as a backup. But the rest of the line is, we need to get some depth in that line. Hopefully Terrence Steele will be back, because I'm telling you, Terrence Steele, if he comes back 100% and he can be what he was developing into, he could be a Pro Bowler or an All Pro for that matter. So I'm excited about the growth and development of Terrence Steele. But a lot of the talk I've been hearing with some of the other Cowboy conspirators and what they would like to see, and fans have been saying, is that we want to see some top free agent talent come in. I don't know what that looks like right now, but all I'm saying is that, I want to know is, what are we gonna? We let a lot of people go. Kellen Moore's gone. We let some other coaches go. What are we gonna do to get better? Right. So we know we need offensive line. We know we need somebody to come in who can coach Dak up. Somebody who's not going to be his friend, who's not going to be his buddy, who can coach him and come up with a scheme that fits his style of play, right? Dak Prescott is not Pat Mahomes. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Joe Burrow. He just can't sit back there and dice people up consistently. He can do it from time to time, right? But he's just not that dude right now. And I would really love to see him. I know he's getting older, but I would love to see him run the ball more. If you see what, excuse me, you saw, I know Burrow's younger and all that, but he ain't too much younger. But he took his moments to run the ball. I felt like Dak, he did it fine in the Tampa game, but in the San Fran game, it's like, dude, if it's not there, take off and get down. He doesn't do that enough. So we got to figure out a scheme that's going to fit him better, whether it's like rolling him out, RPOs, things like that can, go back to dink and Dak dunk, right? Dink and dunk Dak. That works every now and then, make a play down the field. We're also going to need a few more playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, right? Particularly a wide receiver. CD Lamb he's a keeper. I think he's developed and progressed into the player that he is right now. Obviously, we know now that trading Amari Cooper was a mistake. I was hopeful that Michael Gallup would be able to come in and really be a much better player than he has been. But and who knows? Maybe he'll be a great number 3. But we need to bring in a solid number 1 or 2 guy. I don't care if CD ends up going to number 2. If we can get somebody like Hopkins, I don't know. I'm just saying, how dope would that be to get that Hopkins can still play? How dope would that be to get him, right? Um, but I mean, the offense is, I mean, we don't need a whole lot. Maybe a receiver, two offensive linemen. If Pollard comes back healthy, people are talking about drafting Bijan from UT, which right here, hometown, would be dope. We'll see. And then, I guess Zeke is taking a pay cut, but whatever role he wants to play, he just is not the guy anymore. And this is the other thing that really ate me up. What's up, Solar? I see you, dog. I see you. Hey man, I saw Vach, man, tearing into you the other day. Was that you he was talking about? I don't know. But yeah, receivers, man. I don't know. I think receivers, man. We just got to. I would love to get Hopkins. I don't know. I don't know if that's feasible, but we definitely need a receiver. To go along with CD Lamb, whether somebody that's going to knock him down. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Whether somebody that's going to knock him down to a number two. Gallup, we can keep Gallup as the three. He would be a solid three. But if you look at look at like the AFC Championship game, right? For both Burrow and Mahomes, dude, they've got multiple guys they can go to, right? They got multiple guys they can go to. Their number three today was their leading receiver. So it's like, who are you going to stop, right? Yeah, he would call somebody out. That was name was Solar. That's always in his chat the other day, and it made me think about you. um, but I don't know if he was saying something about like you hating on Dak or something like that, or maybe you were calling for Cooper Rush to start. I think he was saying, but I wasn't sure if that was you or not. But I was just wondering. But I appreciate you, man, stopping through and contributing to the chat. Let me know what you think about those championship games today. I was just sort of talking about, what do the Cowboys need to do to get better, right? So Kellen Moore is gone. We let a lot of other coaches go. Even Leon Lett, man. I mean, how the hell can you let Leon Lett go? Right? What did he do? The defense balled out. The defense balled out against the 49ers, man. It was the offense that just blew it, right? The offense blew it. But what do we do to get better? So I think one, we got to bring somebody in that can coach Dak up. That's not going to be his friend. Somebody that wasn't his backup before. There's been rumors about bringing back John Kidna, which I would be okay with that, I guess. Who knows where he is? Coaching high school football somewhere like that. I talked about, reinforcing the offensive line, and then on the defense side of the ball, I mean, we need a cornerback, right? Who knows if Anthony Brown's going to be back? But we didn't even know how much we missed Anthony Brown until he was gone, right? I'll tell the truth on Dak. Dak's standard is not Rush's. It's Dak's balling over 7 years, 43 million. Yeah, I hear you, man. my thing is just like, that game, man. Yeah, Dak fucked up, man. And I think he's owning that. But I don't think that, he's going out there to try to lose the game. And he just needs to get coached up. He's got to get coached up. I think his head is too big. He got a lot of money. And he's just not that dude, man. There's a certain game plan that needs to be called for him. And so we just got to figure out, we got to find the right offensive coordinator to get that game plan in for him. O-line is number one for me. Yeah, O-line is a big deal, man. I think we're just discussing coaches just because, you know, the job of the coaches are to get the most out of the players, right? And particularly with Dak Prescott, we haven't been able to get the most out of him. And I think it's because of the scheme that we run is not for him. Now, I know you may argue that, or some people may argue, well damn, Greg, he pretty much led the league in scoring with that offense. Okay. He lit the Eagles up. We saw what the Eagles did today against the 49ers, and the last time he played the Eagles defense, he tore them up. In fact, Dak has pretty much owned the Eagles defense since he's been playing, right? Since he's been playing, he's owned them. But what's done is done, right? What's done is done. We lost San Francisco 90%. Dak in San Francisco. I can't believe Diggs didn't. Yeah. Yeah. That one play where Kittles is like bobbling the ball. Is that what you're talking about? And Diggs sort of like whiffed on him. He made a business decision not to hit that dude when he should have laid him out. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. You never said Rush was better than Dak. I got great year. Dak is not great year 8 at $43 million per year. Yeah, he's not. I'm not making excuses for Dak either, but he's who we got. He's who we got, and it would if we want to win right now, meaning in the next 2 years, next season or beyond, we got to figure something out. We're not going to get rid of him and bring in somebody else that's gonna do it. I mean, I don't know what that looks like. And then and then lose money and not be able to get better players, right? So, the defense Super Bowl, good. Our offense will be top 5 regular season if it's just the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, the defense was up and down this year. Now they came up clutch in that game last week. And I was like, damn, we about to win this game the way they was playing. Because I just thought that Dak would he just needed a little bit of time to figure it out. I mean, if you look at that Tampa game, right, those first couple drives, it was just like, it was ugly. It was just didn't look good, didn't look sharp. But as that game progressed, we started wearing them down, and we're figuring them out. And so I thought that would happen in this game, but clearly it did not. It did not. Agreed. I think you get any back from Alabama. Whoever they got, whoever was the backup that was like the senior that just didn't get a chance to play is probably good enough to play anywhere. I like Bijan. I just want if Tony Pollard comes back healthy, I just want him just somehow more involved in everything. I need that dude on the field the majority of the plays. We can't have him, for the life of me. So this is the other reason, and I don't know whose decision this was. Again, I mean, maybe it's the head coach deserves some accountability for this too, because it's like I just didn't understand the desire just to have Zeke play so much, when he really, at this point in his career, is a role player. Goal line, short yardage, third downs. He can block a motherfucker. Zeke can block shit out of somebody. This third down passing, we're going to put Pollard out in the slot somewhere. Zeke can hang back and block. So he apparently is going to, take less money to stay, but we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm good with Bijan, man. But it's tricky with running backs. I mean, you could find a good if you got a good O line, Man, good running backs are a dime a dozen. Hell, I like Malik Davis. This is another thing that just blew my motherfucking mind when Tony Pollard went down. It's like when have at any moment in the season, whether it be the preseason or whether it be when Zeke or Tony Pollard was hurt, at what point did we ever bring in Malik Davis and he just didn't jump off the screen in some form or fashion and make plays? So I'm okay with that dude. But when Tony Pollard went down, Malik Davis, I don't think he ever came in the game. It's like, come on. We saw Zeke wasn't doing shit. It's like, let's give this guy, we've seen this guy do some things. We've seen this guy make plays. And I'm here yelling like somebody's here. We've seen guys make plays. This guy make plays, so give him the opportunity. That was a whole thing with Tony Pollard. Nobody saw Tony Pollard coming out of Memphis when he first got here, right? No one saw that. But then when you did see it, when he got his opportunity, started to make plays, oh, we got to get that guy the ball more. But the Cowboys were like, no, we got to get Zeke in the ball more because he's from Ohio State. And he's a bad mofo back then. And he was rookie of the year, rookie rush and all that stuff. But every single year, his numbers have decreased. Every single year. Super Dollar fan in Frisco, Texas. Not a YouTuber. Salute to Vach, but Vach is a blogger. Go talk to diehard fans at the Stadium Weekly who lives a day. Yeah, I hear you, man. So I think you were chiming in when I was out in Tampa, and that was I'm down here in Austin, but the first time I went, that was the first time I ever went to an away game, and man, Cowboy fans travel well. It was an amazing experience. I can't talk enough about it. I mean, obviously we're not playing anymore, but that's the highlight of my season was that trip and going to see them win that playoff game. Yeah, I think Pollard probably get franchised. He's just, man, I'm telling you, these last 2 years, we just have not utilized him like we should have. That dude, I mean, you see the plays that he makes, right? He is a playmaker, right? Remember that. I remember when Zeke was a playmaker, right? When he was a rookie. I'll never forget in 2016 when they played Pittsburgh, and he took that screen pass to the house, and it was like crazy. It was magical, right? And I was like, Zeke is that dude. But running backs, they these days they don't last as long as they used to, because the NFL is a passing league now. It's not like the days of Emmitt Smith, right? Unless you have a really good offensive line. So I think we had opportunities to have a better running game, but we could not commit to the run, right? Again, if you look at what Kyle Shanahan does and what the Eagles do, they commit to the run, even when it's not going good sometimes. They run. Now, I felt like Shanahan sort of went overboard today because they were down and they knew Purdy couldn't throw the ball, but they just let him in there and they pretty much gave up the game. Where I was thinking, man, you got to have somebody that could come in and just try to throw deep a couple plays to see if we can get somebody open, right? But they just pretty much gave up. Those last 2 or 3 series, they did not throw the ball. Purdy couldn't, so they started running reverses and trick plays and all this other bullshit that just wasn't good to get it done, because Philly just loaded the box and that was a wrap. Regardless of what happened in last week's game or today, if Dak would not have messed that game up, The Cowboys would have gave Philly a better run, but ditto. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But yeah, the AFC Championship game was really good game today. I think we can leave no doubt that Patrick Mahomes is that dude. I wish he played for the Cowboys. I really do. I guess I as a fan I have to remain optimistic about Dak because he has had some good moments. Um, but yeah, we're rooting for the Chiefs, man, for sure. If you're a Cowboy fan, we are rooting for the Chiefs to win this game because we just don't like Philly. We don't like them. We are better than they are, in my opinion. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. We beat them. I know they didn't have Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts didn't do much in the pass game today. And by the way, Minshew put up like 30 some points on us, and we still won that game. So we went toe to toe, blow for blow against their defense. Um, but we gotta figure out a way to make Dak Prescott better. We have to reinforce offensive line. We may need another obviously another corner, but Bland I think is going to develop into a nice player. I think even Wright may develop into a nice player. Uh, Linebacker is going to be crazy. People are saying do we bring Van Der Esch back, right? Um, yeah, of course, Barry Fairley really bad today. Look, yeah, yeah. Their stats were not unbelievable, but I think they just made a decision that once they recognized, so they recognized really quickly that one, San Fran's defense is not a joke. They can play, right? So they made the decision that we're going to try to they're stopping the run early, but we're going to try to just keep pounding this ball until we just break them down. And then San Fran started making all these stupid penalties. They had a lot of penalties. So they hurt themselves a lot. They uncharacteristically hurt themselves. Uh, there may have been a few bad calls, but you're going to get bad calls in the game. You got to overcome those. And they had some dumb penalties, some dumb personal fouls. That one where Greenlaw was trying to punch the ball out at the end of the game. It's just like, and then they started breaking out in a fight at the end of the game. It's like, come on, bro, what are we doing here? The game is over. Y'all lost. What you want to fight? Okay, let's fight. Yeah. I guess that it makes them feel better if they're gonna fight. So you see, we do need a corner, but the line is a bigger need. I don't want to play Diggs 25 million, but not going to tackle. If you're not going to tackle regular season, great, but not in the playoffs next year. Yeah, I really do like corners that like to tackle. I get it. We don't. You want corners for to be fast and quick, and you don't want them having to tackle tight ends. But sometimes you just do. Like in the playoffs, you just got to go. At least try to break the ball up, man. Like you can't go in there and then duck your head. I don't know if they're gonna pay him that much money, but we'll see. I mean, I'm okay. Corners is just hard to get. I would like to see us because the Cowboys really do like to. They like to develop players through the draft, and I'm okay with that sometimes, but I think our window is slowly closing, right? I really feel like these last two seasons were really good opportunities for us to at least get to the Super Bowl. I mean, we kind of lost two games that were winnable. And those are the games that you have to win, the games that are winnable. And we have not been able to do that. A lot has to do with coaching and play calling and the game within the game. So man, let me tell you, I was on Facebook. Actually, I just opened up a new Facebook account because I was most of the people that follow my streams were from Facebook. That's where I generated most of the comments. But I can't remember which week it was, but they got me for I was doing a live stream of the game and the broadcast was coming through my mic, and so they're claiming I was rebroadcast. So they freaking shut down my account, and so I thought they was just let me back on, right? I thought I was gonna be down for a couple weeks to let me back on, but they did not let me back on. But if you just look up Greg Green on Facebook, I'm there. I just now opened it up, I think a couple days ago, because I had to do a new account with a new email. Email is Greg Green, the Greg Green live stream is the email at gmail.com. So that's how you can find me on Facebook. But I was gonna stream this stream on Facebook today, but I haven't got it set up yet to sync with my my streaming service. And so this is sort of an impromptu live stream. I didn't want to go through all that hassle of setting that up. So right now we're just on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. But I will be back on Facebook probably starting this week, sometime this week, with the streams. I think since we're no longer playing anymore, my last live stream of a game will probably be the Super Bowl, and then I won't live stream any NBA stuff, but I might come and talk some NBA stuff. But the Greg Green live stream is at gmail.com is the email. Greg Green on Facebook. You just search that, you see me on Facebook. But I gotta rebuild that whole thing, man. I had 10 years of contacts and friends on Facebook that are just wiped out. So the only person on there now is my wife. But it's okay. I mean, the one thing that it caused me to do was I stepped up my Twitter game a little bit because I never used Twitter, right? And then once Facebook went down, I started tweeting more, which is I don't know, it's a little bit more fun, I guess. I guess when you start using it more, it's a little bit more engaging, especially with Cowboy fans, the Cowboy Nation. And then a lot of the haters are on Facebook because I have a lot of friends who are 49er fans. I have friends who are Eagles fans, all of that stuff, man. So yeah. Penalties last year, and just I was talking to some friends about that, that end of the game play where the referee sort of gets in the way, and they wanted to blame the coaches and all that stuff, and or Dak for not getting down sooner. But really, I think they had plenty of time to spike that ball. The ref just got in the way. The ref just and he wasn't trying to fuck it up. He was just got in the way, and he had to do his thing, and then it was just it was over. And we still had to make a big play on the next play anyway. So there was no guarantee we were going to get a touchdown on that next play. Does it give you another shot? Yeah, but it was a long shot at best, right? Against a really good defense. But I think the Cowboys, one thing I tweeted today was, after watching these games today, at least the games at least the A or the NFC Championship game, it just sort of confirmed my theory that the Cowboys have a team good enough to win the Super Bowl. Or to get to it and win it. Any good team can win it, right? But for one, it's really hard to get there. For one, I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals are a really good team. The San Francisco 49ers have a really good team, but they had some tough breaks with their quarterback today. So you got to be good, and you have to be a little lucky. And I think today the Eagles were good, and they got very lucky because Purdy goes down and they bring in their third string or their fourth string quarterback. I had no idea who that dude was. I was actually I was with the fam at a birthday party. I was actually watching that game on my phone. And when Purdy goes down and they brought that guy, I said, I don't know who that is. It was loud so that I couldn't hear the sound. And so I was like, well, and then I saw him drop that fumble or that snap for a fumble and just like wasn't really, moving the offense. It was like this game is a wrap, man. This game is a wrap. I thought maybe that the 49ers would like do something on defense. They've scored on defense before. But the Eagles offensive line, those dudes balled out today. They pretty much neutralized San Fran's pass rush. And I didn't think that would happen. Not to that degree. I mean, there were plays where Hurst was just like standing back. Now they had great coverage down in the secondary, and Hurst couldn't get much, but he had time. He had a lot of time. And their offensive line is what's up. And that's why they're really good. That's why they can play any style of football that they need to play to win, because they can pass block and they can run block. That's what they do. But anyway, I hadn't been on for a week. I was getting over that loss. I was watching a lot of the other content creators and watching them the fans come on and talk about Dak, and I felt some kind of way about it too. But at the end of the day, that's who we got. He's our guy. Changes definitely had to be made. That's just one change that can't be made right now. So my thing is, we ride out the next 2 years with Mr. Prescott and hope we can get one. And if we don't, that's a wrap for him. On to the next one. Now, who's that going to be? Who knows? I don't know. I definitely say before I go, I definitely think we should draft a quarterback in this year's draft, because little competition doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, maybe I don't know. Well, the offensive line is more important, like you said, but I mean, look at Purdy. Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there that just have not gotten their opportunity. Josh Allen didn't play at some big school. Hell, Patrick Mahomes played at Texas Tech and never won shit in college. But you put the right person with the right group of people, they can make things happen. So it's going to be on the scouts to go out and look for like a diamond in the rough at quarterback, like a big dude that can run. That's what's happening right now in NFL. A big dude that can throw it, that can sling it, and that can run it when he needs to. But I'm gonna call it a night. Just want to jump on. I wasn't even gonna get on tonight, but I hadn't been on all week, and I really wanted to get my thoughts out about Dak Prescott, about Dallas Cowboys, and Kellen Moore. I think, whether you agree or not, I think it was a good move. I think Big Mike deserves another shot. A lot of people were calling for his job too, but back-to-back 12-5 seasons is pretty fantastic. We got to do better in the playoffs, but it's just not easy, because when it's all said and done, there's only going to be one team that wins it all. One team that wins it all. But the last thing I'll say with regards to Dak is that, if you look at the quarterbacks that played today, with the exception of Brock Purdy, I mean, all could easily be MVPs. All three of those guys. And so you need a quarterback that can make plays and be smart with the ball. You got to be able to make plays in clutch moments, and you got to protect the football. So that's a wrap. This has been Let You Tell It Sports and BS. Oh, the Greg Green live stream. This was short, sort of impromptu today, but I appreciate those who stopped in. Solar, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you contributing in the chat. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your week. And be on the lookout for the next video. Out.